I-26 female made a huge mistake and I think the love of my life, male 34, will leave me. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. I-26 female made a huge mistake and I think the love of my life, male 34, will leave me. Where do I start? I am a mess right now, so I apologize for this being a bit jumbled. I honestly think my so will leave me, and I am desperate for advice and I need it now as he'll be home in a little over 2 hours. I'm going to be vague as he is unrated, and I don't want him to know how does I am, even though he knows all of the details or will of what I'm going to say. We had a fight 2 weeks ago because of my insecurity. I had something happen to me that wasn't the biggest deal, but it really messed me up both physically and emotionally. Because of this, I hadn't been feeling like myself, and I was a little distant. We are both in school, work opposite shift, and we've had his son. So there has been very little sexy time. I begged him for it on this day. And when it got down to it, I got uncomfortable with him wanting to touch me, and I just wanted him to do me and get it over with no frills. Unfortunately, this upset him and made him also feel insecure. Even though I explained any reasons why I didn't feel comfortable with it, working all day, injuries leading to me not being able to shave an inch of my body, feeling gross. I apologize, and he refused to talk to me. Several hours later, we needed to go to work event for me, and his son wasn't talking. Hours of not talking, to whole drive there, nothing. And then when we got there, I asked him if he was going to embarrass me in front of all my peers and not say anything to me. His response: I have nothing to say to you. At this point, I'm furious, and I leave. Tell him to come or walk home. I sit in the car for over an hour. Nothing. Drive home, nothing. Except him insulting my driving. I get home, and I ask him if he'd like to talk and salvage our relationship. He says there's nothing to salvage, gets in his car and leaves. I go inside and start packing my tanks because I am so furious. I didn't handle this well while packing. He comes home and tries to talk. I never arguing with him ever in our year-long relationship, start screaming, fuming mad because now he wants to talk, grumble. Anyways, we talk, hush some things out. Life is good. Well, better. Next weekend, he pulls a similar stunt. We had been off all week with our dynamic, so we had been struggling. I had been struggling, did not feel wanted. I did not feel desired. He barely talked to me, barely looked at me, and never went out of his way to communicate or to let me feel loved or important. Mind you, I'm acting the same. Attentive, helpful, affectionate. Tell me him I love him as much as possible. He's just very distant. So we're supposed to go 2 places and he leaves for the first one because I really wasn't feeling well, and then 15 minutes before next appointment and is not back. I call him and ask where he is, says he'll be home. Comes home, I'm ready to go. He tells me before leaving real shitty. Don't feel obligated to go. I was devastated. I said, but I want to. Because we were supposed to go look at a house. He implies that I don't want a future with him, so I should just not go. I'm confused. I cry. He tells me to get my shit together and then leaves. I follow. He drives off without me, even though he sees me. This is some terribly immature shit. I know, but it was such a miscommunication, OMG. So I grabbed important things and left, ready to be done with relationship even though I didn't want to be. I didn't feel wanted. I didn't feel important. I felt that he was acting insecure and shady and immature. And I did not like anything that was happening. I feel it's important to know that I was being missing huge on top of some medical things that happened to speak that terrified me. The alpha, I have a manipulative, druggy, abusive ex that has been trying to get back into my life. I have successfully ignored him for a year, but he recently contacted me again. I don't read his messages, usually, because they're using garbage about how I am a terrible person who got his punishing by being barren. That I will always be left by a guy because I can't satisfy them, or otherwise bullying / threatening me. This time was different. He apologized. He was nice. He acted like he did when I first met him before the addiction, abuse and manipulation, and it was nice to have someone say nice things to me. After the week I'd had, I wanted to hear something nice. I simply asked, "Can I call you?" And it was the worst mistake of my life. I immediately regretted it, and now he's being that an asshole again. And threatened me to tell my SO that I have been cheating on him. This is a pattern. Ruined many relationships in the past because of his lies and impressive skills, making things that didn't happen looks as if they did. I have all the messages that I sent me, and my SO is going to read them, but I let him down. I was hurt and sad and alone, and I messed up so bad by this guy, and he just won't leave me alone. I need help with it because I'm an idiot who was emotional and just wanted to feel happy for a minute, and it backfired. I've been in counseling before because this guy raped me, tried to kill me, and has done some scary shit. But he has a power over me, and I want it gone. It has ruined my life for 5 years, and I want my life with my wonderful SO, who will probably leave me because I'm a screw-up. I should have never said anything, but I had a moment of weakness, and now the pottery continues.